Hey, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to Computer Games Hardware. Today on the channel, we got a great one for you guys. We're doing another Card Wars episode, and we're looking at all the GPUs from Intel, Nvidia, and AMD that's come out of all the CES announcements and all that good stuff. It's been a busy month for computer games and hardware news and things like that, with CES going on, all the hardware and game announcements, and all the big releases coming out. It's honestly been a bit overwhelming to even where to begin. So I thought we'd look at some hardware news because we've touched upon that in a couple of previous episodes, and we've got some interesting stuff coming out from the big three. So stick around for all that stuff. Get subscribed, and thank you guys very much for watching. All right, let's get stuck into it. All right, guys. First up, let's talk about Nvidia and the announcement of the 40 series supercards that are set to be released soon. So these series of cards, we've got a 4070 Super, a 4070 Ti Super, and a 4080 Super. And these cards are replacing the current cards. So the 4080, the 4070 Ti, and the 4070 will be retired. If you want to get your hands on those, do it reasonably soon because they will stop production of those cards. Nvidia have announced, and they will be replaced by these cards, the Super Series of cards. Now, there's some good news. They are matching the prices of those cards, and in the case of the 4080, they're even bringing it down to be more competitive with AMD. So let's talk about the pricing. That sounds pretty good to me, just offhand. Nice and competitive. That's how we like it to be. But I do want you to consider that in Australia, the pricing for the cards is advertised on Nvidia's Australian prices go like this. All right, so the 4070 Super is starting from $1,200, and that is coming out on January 17th. The 4070 Ti Super is starting out at $1,500, and that is coming out in January 24. So we actually haven't got long to wait for these cards. So pretty exciting. They've did a pretty good job on this one, Nvidia. Then we have the 4080 Super starting out at 1870 Australian, and that is coming out at the end of the month on January 31st. So still quite pricey when you factor in Australian prices, but broadly it's better that they're being competitive at this late stage in the game and giving people some options. Let's take a look at the specs from videocards.com, and we'll look at the lower SKU first. So let's take a look at the 4070 Super. It's an AD104 die. It's got 7168 CUDA cores, so that's up quite a bit actually from the 5888 CUDA cores from the 4070. Still got 12 gig of GDDR6X. It's got a 192-bit bus, so you're not going to get a whole bunch of performance out of it, because that means the bandwidth's going to be the same. And yeah, the bandwidth is 504, same as the 4070. The difference here is they've boosted up the TGP, so it is 220 as opposed to the 4070's 200 watts. So you're getting a little extra power there, so it's boosting it up a little bit, but I wouldn't be considering a huge performance boost, because there's just not a lot of bandwidth there. Next one we've got is the 4070 Ti Super, and that is on a AD103 die. It's got 8448 CUDA cores. That's 16 gigs of GDDR6, and that's on a 256-bit bus. That's pretty good. That's a bump up. So the 4070 Ti had 192-bit bus. So for $800 US, that's looking pretty good. So you're going to get some good performance out of the 4070 Ti Super. Next up, we have our 4080 Super. So this has 10,240 CUDA cores, 16 gig of GDDR6X, and I think that's at the higher end. That's where it hurts Nvidia, because the XTX, I believe, has 24 gigabytes, while it's got some faster memory. If you're buying it today and that's taking you into the next sort of generation where Intel and AMD are going to have new architecture cards, that's where it's going to hurt it a little bit potentially. So it's a little bit faster than what they've got on the GDDR6. And just think about it like this. Going back 1 or 2 years, 8 gigabytes of memory was still acceptable. Games with full HD texture packs came when the conversation started. Is 8 gigabytes still relevant? And if we go 2 or 3 years into the future, I reckon we're going to be having that conversation about 16 gigabytes as well. So something to consider. It's also got a 256-bit bus. The boot base clock is up a little bit, so that is 2,295 megahertz. So that's up from 2,205. And the base clock is at 25550. The memory clock has 23 gigabits, same power. So that's remained at 320 watts. All in all, not too bad. Not too sure how that's going to play out. Is it worth the money? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. My money is on that 4070 Ti Super being the one to watch for. Perfect mix of price to performance there. So that is quite an interesting card that'll make most gamers happy for a long time, and you're not paying that premium of the 4080 with some of the drawbacks opposed to the AMD cards that have a little bit more memory. All right, and here's what I mean. So speaking about 16 gigabytes of memory, AMD also announced at CES 24 their 7600 XT now has 16 gigabytes of memory. So that is considering the 4070 Super and the 4070 Ti Super both have 12 gigabytes of that's GDDR6X. This is GDDR6, but nonetheless, so they've got a little bump there from AMD with the higher memory. So it's not everything, but it's something to consider. Now, I wouldn't call this a Hail Mary for AMD because the card relatively stays the same. So they've basically done what Nvidia did with the 4070 Super, and they've increased the power draw. So you're getting a little bit more power. I think it is up to, let's have a look. It's up to 190 watts. The 7600 was 165. So they've bumped up the power a little bit, and that's giving the card a little bit of a boost to its game clock and its boost clock. The memory speed there is 18 gigabytes per second, so you can see the difference there. The Nvidia cards, even at the lower end, are running at like 21 gigabytes per second. So you're still getting a whole bunch of performance out of those Nvidia cards, but they sort of complement each other. They both have their drawbacks. So I'd be pretty happy with the 4070 Super if I was picking out of these two, but there you go. If it's down to whatever brand you like, you're probably pretty happy at the lower end for those cards. The big thing is that AMD will have new architecture releasing later in 2024. So this is sort of the stopgap for us to keep us happy while we're awaiting for that RDNA for goodness to hit the shelves. So that's what I'm going to be looking forward to. What about you guys? Is there anything from CES you'd like to hear me talk about? Let me know in the comments down below, because there is a ton of stuff and I want to give you guys what you're interested in. So please let me know in the comments down below and get subscribed. Last but certainly not least is Intel with their Battlemage GPUs that we said we were looking forward to in 2024. They've hit us with some news at CES, and they're advising that the new Battlemage GPUs out of the hardware development stage, and they're in the labs with the software engineers, getting them ready, getting the drivers ready, testing them on all sort of things. And the hardware team is already looking forward to the Celestial GPUs, which is the next generation that will be coming out soon after that. They've also announced that Battlemage should be ready before CES 2025. So that means that they're probably going to hit shelves by Christmas time, because CES is now. So if they're saying it's before that, I read that as they're going to be ready before January. So the one thing that excites me about Battlemage, which is XE2, that is set to be released in 2024, is the upscaling and technology that seems to be maturing with Intel as they go along. So what will that bring? They're bringing frame generation to the mix. So that's probably not going to give you massive performance, but they've also got new iterations of XESS, their super sampling technologies that is set to come with all those GPUs. And the Intel GPUs are relatively future rich. So I am quite interested in that. And to know that they're already working on XE3 through the hardware department is really exciting. It means that there's going to be some hardy competition over the next couple of years for these cards. So I think we're going to have a good couple of years of competitive pricing with everything that's going on, with the announcements made with AMD, Nvidia sort of giving us this super series of cards, and Intel coming up and up with Battlemage and then Celestial in 2025 and beyond. So what I think is going to happen is over the next couple of years, 24, 25, maybe even 26, we're going to get some really good competitive, good GPU pricing and good deals. Might be one of the last great years for GPU hardware competitiveness across the big three. So I'm looking forward to it. There's plenty of stuff to get through. So anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. What do you like about the big three and the GPUs on offer at CES 2024? Lots of stuff going on. Really exciting. We're going to be doing CES coverage from the whole thing. So we might be doing a couple of videos of the stuff we love from CES. Maybe we'll do a couple of parts of that. And then we'll look at some gaming and other hardware news. So plenty of stuff going on. Stay subscribed to Computer Games Hardware. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Big hello to all our new subscribers. We've just hit over 2,000 subscribers, so thank you very much for watching. I will try to make these more engaging and enjoyable for you guys, so I'll keep making these if you keep watching them, and I'll see all you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.